Hello children, welcome to the video lectures of Social Science Standard 10th. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 18. The name of the chapter is Price Rise and Consumer Awareness. So from the name we can understand that we are going to talk about the price. Price means rate. Rate of what? Rate of anything that we purchase. Rise is to increase. Rise is increase. Okay. And we are also going to talk about consumer. Now, who is a consumer? We will be understanding about this particular term into detail in this particular chapter. At the same time, we will also understand what does this particular word combinedly mean. Consumer awareness. Like when you are watching television, you might have seen many a times a ad related called Grahak Jago. So that is the consumer awareness. We are going to study about that into detail into this particular chapter. Okay, so let us start. Among many economic and social problems of India, one is price rise. So one of the major problems is price rise. Continuous and constant rise in price in different field of economy at a high rate is called price rise. Now see what is price rise, then this can be the definition. Continuous and constant rise, continuous and constant, okay, price rise in different fields of economy at a high rate is called price rise. So this can be the definition, okay. It is also known as inflation, very high price, which is a problem, but price rise along with stability is beneficial for economy. See, at the same time they are saying that price rise along with stability is beneficial for economy. See, how can price rise be beneficial? Yes, it is beneficial. Why? Because it keeps the money rolling into the economy. It keeps the movement of the money continuous into the economy. So, but continuous and constant price rise is very harmful for the economy. Generally, increase in price results in increase in profit. See why it is in price? Okay, increase in profit of organizations and producers. Okay, more profit will be there. Because of undecided profit, they get opportunity to set up new production units. See, as they have got more profit, they will invest more. Profit amount increases when production cost is less than the price rise. Okay, and ultimately the price of the product that they are producing will come down. So slowly this price rise is ultimately going to help the consumer. Consumer is the person who uses it. Okay. So the producer can encourage for new investments. See, they can get new investments, and as a result they can invest more. As a result, production activities, production and employment increases. See, production also increases, at the same time employment also increases. New people will be employed as new factories have been started. Due to increase in income, producers, organizers and businessmen can increase the wages of the employees. Ultimately the wages means salaries, right, will also be increased. Thus, due to increase in income, purchasing capacity increases as the income of the employee increases. So due to that, right, as they have increased the salaries, so the income increases, and ultimately the purchasing capacity increases, right. So the money spent on usage of commodity increases, right. They will start spending more money on commodities. Commodities means the things that we use on day-to-day wages. Increase result into rise in the living standard. Okay, so due to that high income, the living standard of the employees will also become better, and speed of economic development, and ultimately it will end up in economic development. So you can understand here that the price rise, okay, which was made here, have multiple effects. Okay, it have multiple effects. How multiple? So new units were started up, new investments were made. Out of that new investment, new production and new employment was done. As new employment was done, okay, the income of producer and organization of the businessmen started increasing. As that increase, they increase the salaries of the employees. As the employees salary increase, their purchasing capacity also increased, and as this purchasing capacity increased, they started spending more. Okay, as they started spending more, the rise of the standard of living became higher, and due to that, economic development got boost up. So you can understand with this particular example that the price rise, okay, is also very beneficial for the economy, right? So it is very important to understand, right? But constant and continuous price rise is harmful. When there is noticeable increase in price level of commodities or service, invariable and continuous as high rate, then the production of continuous commodities and services do not increase. See, now here there is a new word, intentious. Intentious means immediate. Okay, intentious means immediate. Commodities and services do not increase. Okay, now price rise, but the production will not increase. Like you can take example of petrol. Petrol production cannot be increased on a day-to-day basis, and due to that, what will happen is do not increase, but the supply of money increases. See, supply of the money increases, but the production, the things that are needed, like suppose, okay, the land, supply of the land will not increase day by day, and due to that, it will ultimately create price rise. Thus, excessive money is used comparatively less commodity. This kind of price rise condition is called inflationary situation. Okay, and what will happen, that excessive money which is there will be used in some of the commodities which are very less in numbers, and due to that there will be inflation. This is called artificial price rise. Okay, right, artificial price rise. High disturbance in prices, expenditure is expenses, income and calculation of price of production, equipment and their allocation generates serious disparity in economic by creating chaos in money supply. Okay, as there is high disturbance means fluctuation, ups and downs in prices, expenses, income and other things, so that will ultimately create a problem. Chaos means problem here in the money supply. In this particular condition, what will happen, those people who are having money will have more money, and those people who are not having money will have decrease of the money. In such condition, price rise act as hindrance in the development, and due to this, price rise will be hindrance. Hindrance means a blockage in the development of the economy, and that's why price rise is also not good if it is done on an immediate basis. So good, constant and continuous price rise is not good. Price rise is not always inflationary. See, it is not always inflationary. Many times, in spite of decrease in inflation rates in economy, price of the basic commodity or service used by common people increases, while the price in other sector shows stable and decreasing behavior. Sometimes it happens that the overall price rise is not so high, but the commodities that are used by common people day to day keep on increasing. You can take example of vegetables. Like I'll give a simple example. Right now there is a festival seasons, right? So during festival seasons, the prices of the vegetable will rise. The other things will be normal, or it will be at the same rates as you are getting round the year. But the prices of the vegetables that are used commonly by the people will increase. So that is not an inflationary price rise. Inflationary here, this particular word, inflation or inflationary is meaning to blow up, fugao, it is called in Gujarati, right? Now the reason of price rise, what are the main reasons of price rise that we are going to see here? Okay, reasons of price rise. Mainly two reasons are responsible for price rise. One, due to lack of instantaneous increase in production. Instantaneous, as I told you, immediate increase in the production and supply of commodity and services in economy. Okay, so one is as the production is not increased immediately. Second, due to sharp increase in total demand of country as compared to supply, continuous price rise. Okay, now you need to remember this particular simple rule of economics, that is called demand supply rule. Okay, this is demand and this is supply. Okay, and this is price. Okay, now what will happen is when the supply is high but demand is low, then okay, supply is high, demand is low, then the price will decrease. This you have to remember. Okay, now inverse of this, when the supply is low, demand is high, then the price will increase. Okay, the supply of something is very less, okay, but the demand is very high, right? Then the prices of that thing will increase. Now you have to remember this particular rule. You have to remember this particular rule into economics. Okay, and this is a very simple rule that you have to see and check it, right? Okay, let us go further. Okay, so there are two instances due to which this price rise up. Due to first is increase in the production, as the immediate production is not increased. Second is due to sharp increase in the total demand of country as compared to supply, and the continuous price rise is there. Due to following reasons are responsible for it. Okay, now let us see the first reason. The first, increase in monetary supply. Now whenever this particular term monetary is there, you have to remember money. Okay, supply of money in economic increase in three ways. How does supply of money comes? Okay, then there are three ways of increasing it. First, by filling deficit replacement, that is by generating new money. Okay, now what will happen is, let us take an example of it. Okay, now suppose RBI is the Reserve Bank of India, is responsible for printing money. Okay, now they have print example, say 100 rupees. Okay, now this 100 rupees is sent into the market. Now what will happen? Out of this 100 rupees, say 15 rupees, example, this we are taking as example, is put into the lockers or banks or our cupboards or something like that, and due to that in the market there are just 85 rupees into circulation. Okay, now when the circulation will continue, there will be a deficit means a gap of 15 rupees. So how does RBI increase? How does RBI fill this particular gap? Okay, now I am giving this example in a very simple way, but the deficit, this money can be out of the market in many ways, like it can be invested in places, or it can be sent to foreign countries, or there are many and thousand ways of it. This I am taking as a very simple example, right? So what RBI will do? RBI will again print more money, okay, to fill up this deficit, to fill up this particular increased deficit. They will print more money, right? And this more money printing is called filling deficit replacement. Okay, it is called filling deficit replacement, right? I hope you understood that. Okay, second, how they can increase is increase in circulation of the money. Second is increase in circulation of money, that is by increasing in transaction of money in the market. More money is put into the market with the transaction by giving loans and other things. Okay, third is to decrease rate in interest and debts. Okay, to increase the interest rates and debts. Okay, is loans, udar, right? It is loans here, right? So these are the three ways with which the market money circulation in the market can be increased. So we saw here about the rates, how continuous and constant price rise is very bad for the economy. At the same time, we saw that the stable price rise is economically good. We saw the reasons how it can be good. We also saw how it can be a hindrance to the development of the economy if it is not done in a proper way, right? and we are seeing about the reasons of price rise into the economy. So in the next chapter, next lecture, we will see about that in detail.